It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of August 17th, 2001. We got 3 films to look at today, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, the ensemble comedy, I should say, Rat Race.
Saturday, 11 people must survive a race to find a fortune.
First one now keeps it all. Go, it's a race.
$2 million, 2,000 miles,
Come on, baby!
too many obstacles.
Who was there? I was. Is that the correct time?
Rat Race.
Who's next?
They were. Rated PG-13. Sneak preview in theaters. Saturday. Check local this week.
So Rat Race is basically heavily inspired by It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I mean, it's a movie that's trying to be the modernized version of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, or even something like Cannonball Run, in a way. But you have 6 teams of people who are given the task of racing 563 miles from the Las Vegas desert to Silver City, New Mexico, to a train station where a storage locker contains a duffel bag filled with $2 million. Each team is given a key to the locker, and the first person to reach the locker gets the money. We've had movies that try to do this before. There was a movie back in the 80s called $1 Million Mystery, which actually had a tie-in with Glad Bags, where you buy Glad Bags and you get the clues to find out where this where these 4 separate bags of $1 million are. And they tried to sell it with the movie, but the movie didn't do so well. And in fact, you didn't really need to see the movie. You just had to go to the store and get the Glad Bags in order to find the millions of dollars. And I don't know whatever happened with that, but this movie didn't have a gimmick to it. In fact, far from it. This is a film that is very, very funny, criminally underrated, too. I mean, a cast that includes such names as Rowan Atkinson, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Wayne Knight, John Lovitz, Kathy Najimy, Breckenmeyer, Amy Smart, Seth Green, Vince Villeneuve, John Cleese, Dave Thomas. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal cast in this movie. And it's funny as all hell. This is one of the most hilariously underrated films that you probably have never even heard of. But when this movie came out, we went to go see this in the theater, and we had the time of our lives watching this movie, and it still holds up. It's over 20 years later. It's one of those really hilarious comedies that it's classic screwball comedy at its best. I mean, this is Jerry Zucker. This is not all the Zucker brothers in general, but Jerry Zucker worked with the Zucker brothers on The Naked Gun and Airplane, so he still proves that this movie that he still got it. I mean, this is the last thing I think he directed of noteworthiness, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's the last thing he worked on besides Scary Movie 5, which wasn't that great of a movie to begin with, even for the Zucker brothers, even with David Zucker on there. But this was the last thing he directed, and man, it's freaking hilarious, man. It's a brilliantly funny movie. Like, everybody in the cast works so great. The writing is top-notch. The comedy is top-notch. It's just an amazing film. I can't recommend this one enough. If you have not seen Rat Race, you're doing yourself a major disservice by not doing so. Rat Race, I highly recommend it. So with that said, let us move on to our next movie, and that is Nicolas Cage and Penelope Cruz in Captain Corelli's Mandolin.
At 2 o'clock!
He was a man who lived for the moment, without a care for the future.
Heil Hitler! Al Fugini!
Until she walked into his life.
You think you can come here and turn my whole world upside down?
And gave him something worth fighting for. Nicolas Cage, Penelope Cruz, Captain Corelli's Mandolin, rated R.
I mean, right from that trailer alone, you pretty much know what this is. A melodramatic movie that's trying to sell itself as Oscar bait with Nicolas Cage and Penelope Cruz among the cast. And it pays homage to the thousands of Italian soldiers executed at the massacre of the Aqua Division by German forces in Cefalona in September 1943, and to the people of Cefalona who were killed in the post-war earthquake. And, I mean, to its credit, it was a better World War II movie than Pearl Harbor was, so I guess there's that, but other than that, though, there's really nothing about this movie that's really all that great. Nicolas Cage and Penelope Cruz, I think, are just fine, I guess. They're really not doing a whole lot here to really make you give this movie an extra star or so. It's just one of those movies that is very melodramatic. It's a movie that's trying to be an Oscar contender, especially with the director of Shakespeare in Love behind it. But, I don't know, man. It just didn't do it for me. I like Nicolas Cage. I like Penelope Cruz. I like the cast in general in here. John Hurt, Christian Bale, David Morrissey. Good cast overall here, but just not enough execution for me to say that it's worth a watch. I can't really recommend it, unfortunately. So, Not much more to say about this one, Captain Corelli's Mandolin. And let's go ahead and wrap this up with another movie that was trying to be something from the olden days of film. And by olden days, I mean the 1980s. It's American Outlaws.
You want to die?
August 17th, bad is good. Again, American Outlaws.
Sadie was a beautiful woman. She had a mustache. I think she had more than a mustache.
Rated PG-13. Starts August 17th.
I mean, the movie was quite literally just a retread of Young Guns for a new generation. The story of this is when the Midwest town learns that the corrupt railroad baron had captured the deeds to their homesteads without their knowledge, a group of young ranchers join forces to take back what is rightfully theirs. In the course of their vendetta, they will become the object of the biggest manhunt in the history of the Old West, and as their fame grows, so will the legend of their leader, a young outlaw by the name of Jesse James. Jesse James, in particular, played here by Colin Farrell. You also have Scott Conn, Ali Larter from Varsity Blues, Gabriel Mock, Priest Suits, Gregory Smith from Small Soldiers. Kathy Bates is in here as well. Timothy Dalton, Terry O'Quinn. So there's a good cast involved in here. And really, I think the biggest problem with the movie comes straight from the director of this movie, Les Mayfield, who isn't a bad director. He has made some good movies that I've liked. I thought Encino Man was fine for what it was. I liked Miracle on 34th Street. I liked Blue Streak. But this was kind of his downward spiral. After Blue Streak, his career really took a nosedive after that. You know, with this, and then followed it up with The Man, and then Codenamed The Cleaner. His career pretty much died just after Blue Streak was a big success, and this was not a big success by any means. And it really did feel like they were trying to make another Young Guns movie, but it just didn't work out in their favor. But Young Guns had cool things about it that still make it hold up all these years later. This thing was pretty much dated right from the get-go. I mean, there was just nothing about this movie. No life to it whatsoever. It was a boring movie. It wasn't anything that interesting or action-packed in general. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about. And yes, I'm going to keep that in there, but this wasn't even the only attempt in 2001 to make a new Young Guns. There was another movie that comes out not too long after this called Texas Rangers with I think James Vanderbeek. I know Usher was in it too, but everyone was just trying to create the new Young Guns for some reason. I don't know why, but they did it, and none of one of them really worked, especially this one. Just, I think with a different director, and a better storyline with a better script in general, you probably would have had something good here. But unfortunately, it just feels like a watered down version of Young Guns. Except Young Guns still holds up after all these years, and this one, not so much. Pretty much dated right from the get-go. It'd be fun if there was something interesting or exciting happening in it. There's a good cast to make it work, but in the end, it just doesn't work out in the end. So unfortunately, a hard skip on American Outlaws. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies, and when we meet next time, we'll take a look at 5 movies, including the Clerks spin-off, I guess, with Jay and Silent Bob, directed by Kevin Smith. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. We'll also take a look at Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jessica Biel, John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars. We also have Woody Allen's latest movie, the crime comedy The Curse of the Jade Scorpion, and pre-Donnie Darko Jake Gyllenhaal in Bubble Boy. So 5 films to look at next time around, and we will delve into those movies on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.